Good morning all, Saturday the 17th, and I want to do a little shave and a little bit of a touch up on a couple of subjects which I hope you might be interested in. The shave I did only, was it 2 days ago? I think it's 2 days ago, I don't know. Anyway, that was with the famous Maestro Livy, the big one, the 8/8 Maestro Livy. And I mentioned, because I'd watched all of Maestro Livy's previous videos from many years ago, I'd watched that he had stated he used RWL 34 as his choice stainless steel. And one of my very kind subscribers actually put me right, because he said it's Maestro Livy's mistake. He doesn't use RWL 34, he uses RTL 34, which is a totally different steel. Anyway, I don't want to bore you all to death, but it would seem that the RWL 34, as stated by the Maestro Livy, can't be water quenched. And as Maestro Livy is a water quencher, or was a water quencher, it proves to be the RTL 34. Anyway, splitting hairs, but it does seem with the stainless brigade of people, particularly the knife makers, who've tried these various methods, this is why I'm not awfully keen on stainless steel. However, in saying that, it has many advantages. It's a slightly smoother feeling steel than a carbon steel, and by golly, if you know how to treat it and you can get a good edge on it, as I did the other day, it does perform well. However, today we have yet another test. In the same wonderful little batch that came from Orlando, from Mr. Madamba, not only did I get that very beautiful Maestro Livy giant bladed stainless, but I also got an American Hart steel razor. Now this is going to be really interesting, chaps, so I'm not going to bore you any further. I am, by the way, using today Eric's Dear Tallow shave soap, which is the lovely mild aroma. It's I think I'm right in saying he only does like 2 or 3 mixes, and this one's his favourite, which I think is the woody one. Anyway, allow me to waffle on about something else. Right, here we go. I want to do this test. There's the box, which you get with a Hart steel razor. It came with, from Mr. Madamba, it came with this wonderful leather, impressed leather sheath. Here's the beast itself. And what surprised me was the fact it's a quarter hollow. Now, quarter hollow, I'm guessing a high-speed steel, but the quarter hollow, it has been beautifully designed and made. It has an adjustable tensioner on the pivot screw, the Allen key, and it has a beautiful little inscription. It's got Hart steel on one side of the tang, and on the other, it's got made in the USA with JA. Now I'm assuming JA was one of the grinders. Anyway, I was very surprised. This hanging hair tested impeccably. I only had to give it a little light stropping on my Kaneyama canvas. About, I don't know, I'm always gentle with the Kaneyama canvas because it's very high quality. And then onto the Kaneyama leather. And I think I can honestly say I've rarely seen a better HHT. So here's the test. Will it compare to everybody's favourite quarter hollow, the Rigarazor? Now the Rigarazor is without doubt one of the world's best quarter hollows. It's not a wedge. I don't know if you can catch that. It is a quarter hollow. It's near wedge, but then so is this Hart. Look at that. That's a quarter hollow as well. So I'll be very intrigued to see, but this is a round nose and this is a nice Spanish tip. Won't it be interesting to see which wins out? I'm going to start with the Hart because that's new to me. And I've got to say, it's extremely light and comfortable. It has some sort of clever nylon. Interesting part is it's a one part. Can you see that? It's a one part scale, the same as Maestro Livy. How very odd. Anyway, let me just see. Always been very careful when you put a new blade, I won't say a new, I mean new to you, onto your skin. I mean, I've got loads and loads of muscle memory. So to me, you know, it's like riding a bike, you never really forget. But when you're starting off in this wonderful occupation of straight razor shaving, be very cautious as you place the blade onto your mush. It pays to start with the flat of the spine, work the angle down, and as you just start to feel it's catching on the hairs, that's the angle you want to maintain. Probably, I don't know, 30 degrees, something like that. Anyway, yeah, that's a very nice edge. But will it compare to everybody's favourite? First of all, yeah, it is cutting. Yeah, will it compare to a Rigarazor? Let's try the Rigarazor on the other side and see how that compares. I'm quite excited because I rather like quarter hollow. First thing you notice with a quarter hollow is its stiffness. As you can hear, very little noise of cutting. To define quarter hollow is actually quite difficult, but this one is not quite a wedge. You can see it is actually hollow ground, so I'm calling it quarter hollow. Rigid? Yeah. So that's the first pass. Trying to save my moustache. Yeah. I'd say the rigor is very slightly better, but that's only a first pass. We are talking fractions. This is fractional. Yeah, very, very fine razor. I did strop this as well, about the same number, I don't know, 30 probably actually, about 30 laps on canvas, about 25 because I've used this recently and it's a belter, it doesn't really need it. However, let's go for a second pass. I've got to say, as pleased as I was with the Maestro Livy shave, and I was very pleased, I was shaving on 4 days of stubble, and a hollow, deep hollow ground razor like the Maestro Livy was struggling. On its second pass, obviously it was very, very much better. On the first pass it was saying, nah, don't really want to cut all this thick nasty stuff. I want to shake and shiver. But no, on the second pass the Maestro Livy was excellent. However, let's go back to using drying fingers, little tip. Water's okay, lather isn't. You put lather on your fingers, try and hold a really, really good razor. Anyway, right. I'm going to go back to this side again, but this time with the Hart. And I like this. Bloody nice razor. Yep. Against the grain. Second pass. No faults at all. Skin prep is another thing, of course. I don't really do any. And of course I only shaved the other day, and therefore, you know, you do tend to possibly have slightly more tender skin. The other thing is the water today wasn't hot, so not very wise. Anyway, The fine trimming round those razors, not a lot of use. You can't really see the point. But no, it's okay, it works. Bearing in mind, this is the first time I've ever used this. Yeah, I like it. At the moment, due to the rather pleasant, easily visible point, I would probably go for the rigger. However, let's not be too pedantic. Back this one goes. Quick, 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 quick. Off we go with the rigger. And the rigger will try this against the grain. Yeah, it's better. Very slightly. But look at that Spanish point. You can see exactly where you're going. Or when you're very new to it, when I first got it, you don't see exactly where you're going and you slice your ear. But so what? I'm a firm believer that you've got to get used to seeing your own blood. Occasionally. Very, very occasionally. Yeah, there's not much to take off today. I only shaved, was it yesterday or the day before? So there's not really that much stubble. But there is a feel about this Rigarazor that is very hard to beat. I can't remember if it's Latvia or Estonia where it comes from. I'm not really genned up on everything. But as a high recommend from me, yeah, get yourself a Rigarazor. It's all a matter of getting used to the various grinds. I rather like to think that I can use any grind. So I'm going to keep this a little bit longer. But for fine trimming, Rigarazor, yeah, baby. That point goes exactly where you want it. I like a Spanish point. Look at that for a fine trim. I'm going to leave the Fu Manchu for the time being. Oh, is that a little? No, it's a little pimple birthmark. No, I'm very happy. Very, very, very good, both of them. I'm going to do a final pass just to bore you to tears and call that a day. I wish the water was warmer. I wish I was more beautiful. I wish I was a millionaire. And if beggars were horses, was it no? Which way round is that? It's about wishes. I wish. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Well, this beggar is having a pretty good summer because I'm arranging the nuptials with the beloved one. The paperwork is astonishingly awkward, but never mind. I'll try and get it done. She's worth it. Right, final pass, a trimming pass with the Hart. And I've got to say, when it comes to holding, this is a first-rate razor. American quality, I love it. But edge-wise and geometry-wise, I prefer the Rigarazor. But anyway, let's see what we can do as a trim. Okay, bearing in mind, this is its first outing with me, I'm impressed. for a large razor, this is quite a large razor, 6/8, maybe a little bit more, but for a large razor, I don't really admire the round nose, because for trimming you can't quite see everything. But it's good. I'm not complaining. Well, I am, but only slightly. It's got the usual extremely firm feel, which only a quarter hollow does. If you like a really firm blade, yeah, this is lovely. A little bit more prone for accidental damage though, because it is so firm. Goes without saying that a deep hollow ground blade floats and is more forgiving. But for a brutally sharp edge, quarter hollow, nearly every time. And I don't know why, I don't have any rational explanation. Anyway, chaps, thanks for bearing with me. Do please give me a little tick if you enjoy this. I do love experimenting with steel, it's just me. Yeah, first rate shave. Well done, Hart razors. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for sending. And I shall go back to the Livy fairly soon. I've more tests to do on the Livy razor, but for the time being, here we are, chaps. We have the fantastic 8/8 quarter hollow Rigarazor versus this wonderful American Hart razor. And I would say there's a charm to this and a lighter weight to this, but for edge and for shape, Rigarazor. Right, chaps, thanks so much. If you subscribe, this is just spreading the word. That's all we're doing. We're just trying to spread the word to stop people from using those bloody awful double-edged safety razors and use a proper razor. And look at the results you get. Baby bum smooth, no risk, no nicks. Just takes a bit of muscle memory and learning and you're there. And that's all it is. Well worth the effort. Don't be fooled by plastic disposable razors, for God's sake. They'll hurt your skin. The straight razor is the kindest of all razors. It's been used for hundreds of years. And I only discovered it by fluke and accident because I'm a blade man. How about that? I call that a first-rate shave. Anyway, chaps, thanks so much. Do visit me again soon, and I'll be doing more experimental work with Martin shaves. Martin shave tests. Bye for now.